Hey everyone, Impurerio here. This is kind of a different approach to my devlogs than before, as I have a more serious topic to discuss with you all. I desperately need opinions on this matter as I've decided on Goodbye Once Again and its future development. No more intro. I have a few updates about the game as standard, but I do want to say thank you for all the downloads on my other game, In Your Heart. It is amazing, and I only just saw this spike when I first uploaded this clip a week ago, so thank you so much for that. So the first update with Goodbye Once Again is there has obviously been more game content. I've unsurprisingly been working on Goodbye Once Again, and since this last devlog and progress report, I have now completed the second and third months available, making the game halfway completed with all the content. The December month will have two memories, as one of these will be skippable in case you don't celebrate, of course, Christmas. This does make it, however, that you will miss certain unlockable options and points you'll gain for that memory, but apart from that, it's not anything major that we've missed. These options are added in case you don't support or you don't celebrate a certain holiday, so it just allows that kind of stretch so you don't have to feel forced to celebrate something you don't. The second update is character designs. While I still can't afford Clip Studio Paint again, because of money reasons, I have been working on character designs, more specifically Everest Year 1 design. Originally this design was for an alternative project that I'm currently working on, but since I put that project on the back burner and stopped working on it, I stole the base and I used it for Everest instead for his school uniform, because, well, sharing's caring. Now the third update isn't new, I just forgot to mention it last video and last devlog. But the title screen in Goodbye Once Again is now completely redone. It has its own custom background which I made using SketchUp and edited in Ibis Paint Studio. Or Ibis Paint, I can't really remember, sorry. In my not so humble opinion, I feel like it is a lot better compared to the blank slate. I like how it just fits the game's aesthetic more so, and it will be more clear how it works when Year 2 is released and you get to see Everest's house. Now that is it for updates. I know it's not a lot, but I do have an important development with other projects and just with me in general. Due to experiencing some burnout from Goodbye Once Again, I am considering postponing the full release of the game. Originally I was planning for the final game to be released in about next year or the year after that, but with my life and what I want to do with it, I cannot achieve that deadline realistically. Oh, excuse me, I cannot achieve that. This has ultimately led to me reconsidering Goodbye Once Again as a whole game in general. My new proposal was to have Year 1 and Year 2 released as the final version and completely scrapping all of Year 3. This means that the adulthood stages of the game will not be included at all. The game would finish when the general age of the characters is around 17 to 19 years old instead of being in their 20s. However, with the scrapping of Year 3, I was considering turning it into either a webcomic instead or an alternative game. It depends on what you guys would want. It would follow the canon route of what you would have been able to play in the game, as obviously this is based off my two OCs. In case you weren't aware, Goodbye Once Again was actually my two OCs, Everest and Alex, and their backstory. This means there is technically a canon route to the game, but it's pretty much non-existent outside of the game itself. Making a webcomic of Year 3 would be like an ending credits and will allow you guys to see the canon appearance of Alex, as well as the original storyline and how they interacted compared to the options the player gets to choose. So this can show what you're meant to end up like instead of what you will end up like, unless you somehow guess the canon route. I won't be going ahead with this webcomic idea until I get feedback, as I may want to re-release Year 3 as a separate update to the game, or add more options and completely revamp it as a separate game itself. But I won't be able to release all 3 years in time frame I had originally intended, and I would like to apologise from the bottom of my heart about that, because I know some people would have wanted to play the full game, but I cannot release it in the time frame I have promised, so I'm very sorry for that. You'll also notice the background of this coding is not as blurred as usual. This is because since we're getting closer to the release date, which is crazy in my opinion, I decided to let you guys actually see part of the game, some of the UI as you saw the exit screen on that tab, some of the variables for Year 1, as well as some of the actual coding. this right now is for the project memory, I think. But yeah, it's just a little Easter egg I thought you guys might like to see. And thank you so much for 45 subscribers now. That's a 10 more increase from last time. It's wild, thank you. And as always, I will see you guys next devlog, or go ahead and visit my Tumblr for more updates. Bye!